Hello there, and thank you for joining us on this ship tour of the Royal Caribbean Legend of the Seas, the newest and largest cruise ship in the world. All right, and like all of the ship tours that I like to do now, these are going to have a deck plan in the bottom right with a little red dot showing you about where you are on that particular area of the deck. And in the bottom left, it'll have a little title letting you know the deck you're on and the area that we're in. And we started out in the elevator lobby here on deck 3, and we're gonna shoot on into the dining room on deck 3. Now, the dining room on the Legend of the Seas is 3 stories high like the other Icon class ships, and it is an absolutely beautiful dining room. We did tend to eat in here quite a bit on this particular cruise because we were up on the 5th floor, and we'll get up to there in a little bit, but up there it was pretty quick service, in all honesty, and the food was really good in the dining room on this cruise. Now, this elevator lobby kind of gives you an idea of how big this ship is. They are all smart elevators. There are 12 of them at the aft elevator lobby, and in the forward elevator lobby, there are 10 more of these elevators just to try and keep up with the passenger count on these ships. So these ships are really quite big. I think they said on our ship here that we were not quite to capacity, and there were still over 6,000 guests and 2,500 crew members on board this ship. So just to give you an idea of just how big this ship is, it was not full, and there were close to 9,000 people on board this ship. Now, the casino that we passed through down on deck 3 is one of the non-smoking areas on board for the casino. And this part right here that we are in on deck 4 is the smoking area. We're gonna kind of run out of here and go back to the further aft section here where you can see the deck 4 area of the dining room. And from what I could understand, they did kind of divide these dining rooms up by deck and offered a little bit different services on each of the decks. So down on deck 3 was the My Time dining, where you could just kind of go in and just eat at whatever time you wanted and show up. And here on deck 4, they did a couple of different dining times. They did an early seating and a late seating. And then where we were at up on deck 5, they actually did 3 different seatings. They had like a 5:30, 7 o'clock, and a 8:45 seating. So they kind of made it where you could have a little bit different picks of times and a little bit different options on each deck depending on where you were at. So this kind of made it nice. The dining room wasn't really all that full on these ships though, especially the 5:30 time that we had. We never really had to compete with too many people for tables. It was pretty easy for us. Now, in this smoking section of the casino here on deck 4, it's not all smoking. So as we get going further forward here on deck 4, there's going to be a little archway that we walk through right here, and that kind of divides the smoking and the non-smoking areas. And like I said, the deck 3 area just below the smoking area of deck 4's casino is also a non-smoking area. So they've actually made a lot of this area non-smoking in the casino, which makes it kind of nice. Now, then the deck 3 area didn't really smell like smoke at all. So they've done pretty good with the ventilation to make sure the smoking area really is the only place that you smell smoke in these casinos. And as we walk out of here, we're gonna walk into the deck 4 area of the music hall. The music hall is a nice little live music area. They come in here and they'll have various different live music events going on. We ended up meeting up in here for the one cruise ship excursion that we did take on this. We were going up to Montserrat, just out of Barcelona, so it was something that would be very hard for us to manage, and the cruise ship had a pretty inexpensive tour going up there for it. So chose to go with the cruise line on that one for that one cruise tour out of Barcelona. And then it is 2 decks in here. This is the downstairs area with all the live music going on. This does turn into a nightclub later at night. I think after about 11 o'clock, this will be a full-on nightclub with a bunch of live music going on and a DJ going and different stuff that happens in here as part of the nightclub. There is no way to get through to the deck 3 portion from the deck 3 casino area over to the music hall. There are a bunch of cabins in the way, so you kind of have to go up and over. It's only one of the weird ones. of this particular ship is 3 doesn't go all the way through. So now we're back here on deck 4, and we're going to go into the Royal Theatre. The Royal Theatre, they have all their different main entertainment shows. We saw a few different shows in here. They'll be out in the full vacation video. This is actually a really nice theater. They did a pretty good job. There's a lot of seating. There's plenty of room for people to show up. You can make reservations, but a lot of the times if you just show up about 10 or 15 minutes before the show starts, they'll kind of release all that, and then anybody can just go in for open seating at that point. The theater here is, they've done a pretty good job. It is not quite as advanced as some of the Edge class ships that Celebrity does put out, but they've done a very nice job of making a theater that is capable of doing some really good entertainment here. So kind of give you an idea of where deck 4 is and what it looks like, so you can pick some seating. We'll go up the stairs here, and this is how we're going to go up to the start of deck 5. These little stairs will get you up to the upper portion of the main theater here in the Royal Theatre, and give you a little bit of a bird's eye view of everything. If you prefer sitting up above and looking down, this is your other option. There's not as many seats up here, so if you do want to sit up here, try and make a reservation and get here early so that you don't have the problem of the really popular shows ending up filling up and you not being able to get a seat in here. So I hope this will at least give you an idea and help you make a decision on where you'd like to sit for some of the shows on these cruises here. All right, we're going to go ahead and zip on out of the Royal Theatre here, and we're going to start heading on to deck 5 and out into the Royal Promenade here. All right, now as we step out here into the promenade, the first thing we're going to come to here is a few shops here on the right. And I'm not really sure if the video is going to do this justice, but this Royal Promenade is absolutely massive. 100 people, it feels empty out here. So just as a comparison, hopefully this does it justice, but we're going to go ahead and start off here passing by Sorrento's, which is one of the free pizza dining options. You can go over there and get some free pizza. There's the Spotlight Karaoke, where they'll do different events and karaoke that they hold in there. And then we'll head on down here to a few more of the little shops that they have and pass on through here before we end up getting over to the 1400, a little on past these areas. Oh, past the Starbucks. Sorry, I apologize. There's Starbucks before the 1400, so that was always a very busy place early in the morning, and was better coffee than what you would get for the free coffee here on board. Now, the 1400 here is just a nice little hangout area that is directly across from the Pearl, and this is pretty spectacular item that they've done here. It is the kind of their main, I guess, architectural feature here down on the Royal Promenade, and it has stairs that go up to deck 6. We'll come back to that. They have a cafe and a seating area and some nice little lookout up there. So now as we head on back past the Pearl here, we're going to run into guest services over here, and on the first day it's always busy in there. If you need some help with something, or have questions about different things as you're sailing around, they'll be able to help you out there. Ale and Arrow is one of the other bars on board, and there are a lot of bars on board. Don't think that you won't find a place to be able to get something to drink. Then over here is the next cruise and the member services for Elite and Diamond Plus and all those different categories of cruisers that sail a lot. And then over here is just a few more shops that they have at the end of the Royal Promenade. We're going to go ahead and zip on through the elevator lobby here and go back to the deck 5 section of the dining room. Now, this is where we ended up dining a lot of the nights. It's the smallest of the dining areas. There aren't as many tables in here. Kind of progressively gets smaller as you go up. This one, like I said, has 3 different dining times. Our waiter did mention that a lot of the Crown and Anchor, Diamond, and up frequent cruisers ended up getting tables up here if they wanted to do some of these different dining times, and they ended up placing them up here all together. So just kind of a interesting side note there, I guess. I don't know, not sure why they would do that, but maybe they did it for the quality of the wait staff that was up on deck 5 may have just been more experienced, because our waiter was excellent. Our wait staff did a phenomenal job on this cruise, so I imagine that it might have been something like that. Now, it's out here on deck 5, there is also the jogging track, and it goes pretty much around deck 5. It doesn't go up around the forward section, but it is about 4/10 of a mile all the way around, and it takes a long time to go around here. There are some other features that are out here on the jogging track. There's a couple of seating areas. There's a nice view off the back. We'll get to all that. There's a few other entrances here, but this is one of those times where hopefully if you've made it this far and you're getting something out of this video, it's helpful or useful or entertaining in some way. We'd love it if you would like this video and subscribe to our channel, since we do a lot of these videos on a pretty regular basis as we do travel around. So hopefully the deck 5 section here isn't going to be too long of a run, but here's one of those seating areas. They did kind of have this blocked off, so they were setting up for our departure for the port that we were coming to this morning. I do come out here very early and do these so that I don't have to run into too many passengers while I'm doing this. So, and then here on deck 5 is forward area. You're going to run into the entrance to the fitness center down here. There are 2 actual entrances to the fitness center. I'm going to zip us on up here to the one that's out of the elevator lobby up on deck 6. Up here they do have a couple of different studios and meeting areas with the fitness directors and their little offices. But then you go down those stairs and you're back down here on deck 5 into the main area of the fitness center. This fitness center is huge. They have a lot of really nice Life Fitness gear, and it's complete. Let's put it that way. There's a lot going on in here. So, like I said, I'm in here very early. There's not a lot of people in here yet. I think finally got to the fitness center here just a little after 6 a.m. The hours on the fitness center are 6 a.m. to, I believe, 10 p.m. Don't quote me on the closing time, but it's something like that. I know it opens at 6. All of the cardio equipment is Apple and Samsung Watch capable, so you can come in here and use your fitness watch if you'd like to for tracking your workouts while you're in here on board. Now, this does have we're going to go ahead and exit the fitness center here back out onto deck 5 and the walking track where we left it earlier. There is a little space here for relieving your dog. If you are bringing a dog with you for some reason on board this cruise, that's where you're going to take them down to, where they can relieve themselves. It's a nice little space for them. And then we're going to come up here to one of the other outdoor spaces that you can come out and just have a seat and kind of watch the ocean go by, or get some views of the ports as we're coming through them on these cruises. And then we're going to head on all the way back to the area that we began on deck 5, and we're going to end up going back through the elevator lobby and head on up to deck 6. So deck 6 is also got a few other things on it. We're going to start off going back here through one of the little shops that they have, and then back into Playmakers. Playmakers is their sports bar entertainment area. They got a bunch of games in here that you can play. A lot of TVs playing different sports throughout the cruise if you want to come in here and enjoy yourself. But it's actually a really kind of cool little space to come back and hang out and grab a drink, watch a game, play some games. This isn't an adults only. The kids will come in here and play as well, so just be aware of that. Now, it's a little bit strange, but you do have to go through Playmakers to get back here into Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero is where they have put the ice rink on board these Icon class ships. and they do a bunch of shows back here. It's the show is called Fusion, and it will be in the vacation video, but it is actually one of the best entertainment venues shows I have seen on any ship. They did a fantastic job with the production of this back here in the ice rink. So this is kind of give you an idea of what it looks like back here. And we're going to go ahead and head back out here. There is one of the kids areas over here. This is one of the places you'll dump off your kids and let them go have a good time while you take off on your own. There's a few different ones that are on board. Depending on the age group, you'll have different areas that you'll take your kids to and let them go have fun in there. They do a really good job on Royal Caribbean of making it easy for families to go on these cruises. So it's kind of the idea here. And here's one of the other kids areas. The Adventure Ocean is another area where you can drop them off. Different age group in here. And it also leads out to Surfside. So this is the deck 6 entrance into Surfside. There's some stairs that go up. It just takes you up to the main area of Surfside. There's really nothing else down here. It's just kind of a stairway access on the outside to the Surfside area. We'll come back to that when we do deck 7. We'll do the whole walk around of the Surfside area, which is kind of a full family area with different options. So instead, we're going to go back through the deck 6 area of the promenade space here. We're going to start off with some of the shops there. Then we're going to head on over to the Schooner Bar, one again of the many bars that are on board the ship. And we're going to zip on past the Schooner Bar here and head on over to Giovanni's. Now, Giovanni's is their Italian restaurant. It is a specialty dining restaurant, so it will come at a cost. Just be aware of that. It's one of the first specialty dinings that we've kind of come to here, but there'll be a few more as we go through. You'll see, and I'll mention them as we go through. But I've actually don't think I've ever eaten at Giovanni's, to be honest, at least not in a very long time. So I'm sure if I have, my opinion of it is certainly outdated at this point. The deck 6 area here, we're going to keep kind of heading all the way aft here, or all the way forward here. We're just going to keep moving on past a lot of this to the dueling pianos. And this is one of the more popular venues on board Legend of the Seas. When they get the 2 dueling pianos in here, it is standing room only. It is pretty hard to find a seat sometimes in here when they're off and going, but it is a fun time. Another full bar in there as well. Like I said, it's pretty much impossible not to find a bar. They did have these little mopping robots going all over the ship as well, trying to help keep the ship clean. So just be aware that those guys are running around cleaning up the ship. And then at the forward part of deck 6 here, there is the escape room. This Royal Escape Room is just one of the other entertainment venues, not free. And then in here is the Crown Lounge. This is for anybody that's Diamond and above. So it'll give you a place where you can come in and grab a breakfast or a lunch. They set out little bits of food out here. They have fresh ground coffee in here for the Crown and Anchor members. So the coffee is a little bit better than what you're going to get out of the just automatic dispensers for the free coffee. Here is the Royal Railway. That is very expensive specialty dining, but it's kind of a themed adventure dinner, and it seemed like they have some pretty good food on their menu compared to some of the other ones. I believe it's only offered on Legend and Utopia, but it's kind of a virtual reality dinner as a train ride that goes through, but on ours it was, I think, $150 a person. Now, here we are coming up to the Pearl Cafe. Pearl Cafe does have some free stuff. They have a drink station. Anything I think that you can kind of just reach in the case and take out is free. If it's behind glass and you have to go ask them for it, I believe it comes at a cost at that point. So then this is kind of where the Pearl itself, you can go back down to deck 5 or up these stairs here to deck 6. And then over here, just before you get to Bolero's, is their Wi-Fi and internet help for anybody that purchases those packages. Just be aware that VPN access I had some issues with, so just be aware that VPN services are really not guaranteed on Royal Caribbean, so just be aware of that if you do need to work while you're here. This is Boleros. This is kind of their Latin-inspired bar entertainment area. They have a lot of live music that does go on there in Boleros, so that you can come out here and enjoy that. And then we're going to keep heading on back through the little shops here that we began with on deck 6. And we're gonna zip around here and take the stairs on up to deck 7 here. All right, now as we enter up here onto deck 7, we're gonna zip on through the elevator lobby here, and we're gonna go on out to the Surfside area. This is a family-friendly area. It is designed for both parents and kids to be out here at the same time. On these Icon class ships, they've really done a good job of kind of making a lot of different areas all spread out throughout the ship. And this Surfside area was created specifically for bringing families together in a separate area of the ship to make it kind of a really nice little space for them. They even put their own Surfside eatery out here. This is just like another buffet space, typically designed and set aside for families to go eat at. There's a few other venues out here where that you can go get something to eat. The carousel is out here for the kids to go ride on, and then over here they have a little Surfside like bites area, I guess is what they would call it. They're gonna have an ice cream. They're gonna have some other little nice icy treats that are gonna be out here for kids. They actually across the way will come over to it, but I think they have a whole full-on candy store that's on the other side. Now, as we keep heading further aft here, you're gonna come up to one of the other little places you can grab something to eat just before you get to the pool. This is the Lemon Post, just kind of a nice little spot that you can come and grab like a little icy snow cone type of thing. Then the pool area back here is divided up. They have a very shallow area for the younger kids. They have a nice full-on actual pool running around back here that kids can come out and come swim and entertain themselves. Great view off the back of the ship back here as well. Kind of a nice little place for them to come out and have a good time and keep the kids entertained here. Just kind of makes it for a nice little space for them and makes it just very easy for them to deal with. They even have kind of just a nice little water park for the really young kids there as well. Now, I'm gonna zip on to the opposite side here, and you'll see that there's even more and more seating over on the other side. We're gonna come over here and give you a look at the kind of the opposite side here, so you get an idea of both sides of the pool area, and give you a little quick look at whichever side you might choose to be on here. This is actually also where your lifeguard station is, and where you can get some little floaties and things like that for the kids if you do want to have them in the pool, but a little bit more protected. Now, as we head back forward through the Surfside area here, you're going to come to Pier 7. This is a specialty dining venue out here in Surfside. Families can eat there. I believe it's $14.99 a person, but kids 12 and under will eat free there. It's kind of a California-inspired menu there as well. And then we'll keep kind of heading past one of the little play areas and seating areas for the kids here, back on past the carousel, and we're gonna come on up to the candy store called Sugar Beach. This is obviously going to be some people's favorite place on board, where you can come get just all kinds of different treats and candies in there. And then we're going to head on over here to an actual video arcade that they do have out here on Surfside. This gives you another little place where you can keep the kids entertained. Sorry, it's really early out here. I tried going in the apparently the locked door from the outside, so but they always leave one open for me. Now, it's a nice little arcade in here. This is not free. You will have to pay for the games. It just gives you kind of a place where you come let the little bit maybe older kids come in and play some of the video games and keep them busy for a while here. And then that is kind of the last venue we're going to run into down here on deck 7. We're going to take these brightly colored lit stairs that are going to go on up to deck 8 here and kind of give you an idea of where we're going to head here in just a second. There is one little store up here. This is the Surfside Sundries. It's just kind of a nice little general store. You can come in and get shirts and clothes and just some other little fun gifts that you might want to get while you're here out here on deck 7 with the kids. It's kind of in a weird spot, I think. It's just kind of off on its own. Not a lot of people necessarily run past here unless they're going to Surfside off of deck 8, which I suppose is possible because the next venue that we come to out here is Central Park, and that is a very popular area on board the ship for a number of different reasons. Just one, from its appeal of how green and how nice it is, but they did a good job of putting up really nice decorations all over the ship. They did all kinds of little architectural and art features all over the boat, like those that we're kind of walking underneath here. All right, I'll kind of give you a couple of different views of Central Park. We're going to start off here at night, and then we're going to kind of do a little bit of night to day here, so you kind of get a different feel depending on what time of the day it is. You get the idea of what it's like. The first stuff that we come to off on the right are just some of their shops, that they do have out here for shopping. All of the plants and all of the greenery out here is real. It's not fake. They actually have to come out and take care of all this stuff. And here is Lou's. This is kind of their jazz bar. We did spend a little bit of time here in Lou's. It's actually a fun little bar to come out here to, especially after dinner or later in the evening, to hear some just good live jazz music and get you an idea of what it's like here. We're gonna keep heading forward here on deck 8, and as we do, the shops are still over there on the right hand side. There's a bunch of different high-end shops that are sitting over there, so if you want to go shopping, spend a little money, have some good time, go ahead and go on over there. And then this little part here that sticks out is necessary just because that's where the Pearl itself extends up all the way in from deck 5 all the way up to deck 8. It is quite the feature. Off on the right here is one of the other free dining areas that you can come out here. This is the Park Cafe. They have a bunch of different stuff in there that you can go grab to eat. I think a few things in there cost money, but for the most part, you can come in there and get yourself a decent, quick meal for free. As we get going, there are a set of stairs up here. This goes down to the Royal Promenade on deck 6, and those stairs end up down by the Pearl Cafe. So just to give you another way to get up here, Izumi is kind of their Japanese-inspired specialty restaurant. There's again another bar up here, the Trellis Bar, and then one of the paid venues up here is their steakhouse. This is where you're going to come if you really want to get a good steak here at Chops. It's right out here at the forward section of Central Park up on deck 8 for anybody that is desperately looking to get themselves a pretty decent steak while they're here on board. All right, now we're going to head and zip on through the forward lobby of deck 8 up to the Hollywoodland Supper Club. This is expensive and formal. I believe it was $200 a person plus the service charge. We'll zip on up here to deck 12. That's part of the spa, but that's not really where the main entrance for the spa is. So come on up here to deck 14 if you have anything going on in the spa, like if you have massages or you get the thermal pass or something like that, you're gonna come in up here on deck 14 to be able to access the spa services that you'd like to use. Now, we're going to go ahead and come on up to deck 15, and there is a lot going on up here on deck 15. The Aquadome is where we start. There is another one of those robots cleaning up the area out here. The first part that you're going to come to here is the Aquadome's kind of the theater area where they put on their water show. Shockwave was excellent. It will be in the vacation video. That was an absolutely wonderful, entertaining, exciting show to go watch. Then we're going to come on over here to where you have Hooked. That is a paid for seafood restaurant. It's one of the specialty dinings on board. So just to give you an idea of where that's at. Then the Overlook. And these little overlooks overlook pods. These are actually kind of cool, but as far as I know, they're free. You just need to be there before everyone else gets there. They have a couple of ones that are actually raised up here. I'm gonna go run over and get a look here for you. But I'm also going to do the same thing where I give you a little bit of a full nighttime view of what it's like out here in the overlook when we do this, so that you get two different perspectives of what this is like. And these actually have kind of a neat little view. When I walked up here, I was like, oh, this would be a really wonderful little place to kind of hang out for a little while, but these are gone moments after the sun comes up. It's a pretty popular little venue, and there's very few of them. There's just a couple that are over here that are raised up like this, but it does give you a really nice view of what this is like out here in the overlook. It really is a pretty impressive glass dome they do have here up at the front of the ship. Now, this is really just a nice little place to come hang out. They have a couple of bars down here. Here's one of them that you can come hang out at. There's a bunch of seating out there that looks out the front, and those also do fill up very quickly. If you do want to come out here and spend some time and you want to lounge around out here for a while, you get here early and go get one of those lounge chairs that looks out the front. It really is, it's actually a pretty nice view that looks out there. Now we're going to go ahead and zip on back past a lot of this stuff and up the other side, because as part of this area out here, they do again have another bar, of course, right over here outside the overlook. And then we're going to come on back past this bar, and I'll show you a little bit of what the other side of the Aquadome looks like here for the performances that they do put on out here. This way it'll give you an idea of maybe which side you prefer to sit on, but honestly it'll be just kind of a get there early for the show if you want to pick and choose where you want to sit. Be aware the first 2 or 3 rows of that show are considered the splash zone, and you may get a little wet. Just be aware of that. We did sit in the second row, but we got a little splash, but it wasn't very much. So, but just be aware. They'll let you know that there's a good chance of getting wet. Now, over here is the Aquadome Market. This is a really cool little space. They have 6 different restaurants. Not really restaurants, I guess, more like little service counters that have just quick little service bites. It's a limited menu, and they're themed out into a bunch of different types of food. They have Korean food, they have Mexican food, they have crepes at the back, they have a little salad bar. So just kind of come over here and take your pick. You can grab the menu and see what you want. A little bit of Cajun food. I had Soulmate and the crepes while I was here. Both were actually really good food there. So they have that kind of blocked off, but we'll just zip on out of there. Now, once you come out of the forward section of deck 15 here, which we're gonna kind of zip on through here, we're going to head out to the open deck space that's up on deck 15. There is a lot of open deck space out here in Chill Island, and that's what they call this general area. There's a lot of different sections to this, is kind of the best way I can put it. So lots and lots of lounge chairs. Even on any given day, even on a sea day, I could come out here at most any time and find a lounge chair somewhere. It may not have been the most ideal location, but I could find a lounge chair just about any time on any day that I wanted. The ping pong tables are hanging out back here. We're always busy, always kids playing ping pong back there. This is kind of one of the areas that was really easy to find a lounge chair. A lot of the sunny spaces were taken up, so we ended up coming over here to a nice shady spot. Royal Caribbean did a really good job on this ship of really trying to help provide enough space for people to spread out. There are a bunch of hot tubs. That's the first one. This is one of the lime and coconut bars that's over here. I think there's 4 of them throughout 15, 16, and 17. 4 different lime and coconut bars. There's a bunch of different lounge chairs over here that they really haven't gotten to setting out yet. This is the Cove pool. It's kind of a little negative edge pool that looks off the side of the ship here on deck 15, and then we're going to head on further back here on deck 15 to some of the other stuff. This is where you're going to get your towels. Please be aware when you do get a towels there, they do require you to put your room key on there to check them out, and they will charge you if you don't bring it back. So bring back your towels, or I think it's a $28 charge for each towel that you don't bring back. All right, now this back here is a little Mexican-inspired quick service. This is El Loco Fresh. They do have a hot tub back here. That's the second hot tub already that we're gonna run into. The El Loco Fresh, they do like quesadillas and burritos and tacos, and they do have a couple quick salsa bars over there. There's also a set of stairs hidden back over there that'll get you up to deck 16 if you want to go that way. Now we're gonna go ahead and go out of the bar for El Loco Fresh, and we're gonna hang a right and go back through the elevator lobby in here. And I'm gonna give you a quick run around of the main buffet that's here on board. This is one of the other places you're gonna come and eat. This is, they call it the Windjammer Marketplace. It's both sides here. You're gonna run around both of them and I'll give you an idea. They had a pretty good variety. The food was pretty good. It wasn't the best buffet food I've ever had, but it was easily on par with any of the newer Princess ships. As good as anything that I've normally had, short of something like the buffet on a Celebrity Edge or something like that. So it's up there. It's good if you want to come grab something to eat. You want to take the kids up here and just let them run wild and grab something to eat. This is where you're going to do it. There's a lot of different island setups. They have a bunch of different drink stations back here. They definitely have a bar in here, and then they have even more drink stations here at the back, and it's both sides. So this is kind of where you're gonna zip on through the back area here to go onto the other side of the Windjammer Marketplace for more seating. The seating can fill up. It's not, in my opinion, it's not quite enough seating, but it's pretty good. Anytime I went in here, I did eventually find a seat, unless it was just a very specific time, like if you were gonna be sitting in here on embarkation day, that gets full because everybody is still walking around with their luggage. They can't really go to their cabin. They're just looking for something to eat. So short of something like that, I pretty much always found a place where I could go sit here. Now I'm gonna kind of keep zipping on through here as best I can. I did end up coming in here pretty early in the morning before even this side was truly open, but they're very nice and helpful, and they don't mind you zipping on through here a little bit if you're just not, so long as you're not messing up their setup, they're fine with you. Cruising on through and letting everybody get a good idea of what the buffet looks like here without too many people in the way of trying to film around all of them. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and zip on out of the Windjammer Marketplace here and go back out and do the other side of Deck 15 and Chill Island. All right, we're coming on up here to probably the busiest pool on board this ship. It is a huge pool. This pool is absolutely massive. It is shallow water, deep water. They have ledge loungers in the water. They have padded loungers along the side. They have all kinds of places to come out and go sit. That's the other stairway hidden back there if you need to go up to deck 16, which we'll get to in a minute. But again, this is a huge area. There is 2 more hot tubs over here as well. So we're gonna come up to the other one in a second, but absolutely a very massive yet very crowded area throughout the day. You'll find a lot of people hanging out over here, just chilling by the pool. So we'll zip on back here and kind of give you a little bit of a look of what all this is like back here. Hopefully, if you do take one of these cruises on any of these Icon class ships, just be aware to come out. If you're going to spend a lot of time at the pool, get out here early, get a seat, because by the time I was out here getting, after breakfast and getting something to eat and changing and coming out after 10 o'clock in the morning, even by 10 o'clock in the morning, this was getting really full. This is the second hot tub out here by the Royal Bay Pool. There's gonna be another bar, obviously, coming up here in a minute. This is the second lime and coconut that is out here on these outside decks. There's some other stairs that go up to deck 16, the forward section of it there, and then a bunch of nice little seating, little padded areas. There's another hot tub up here, so there's 5 hot tubs on deck 15 alone out here, just in this main area. There's, again, they are still setting up lounge chairs because I'm out here so early, but they're getting there with it. And these would fill up over here. These could get pretty full on a sea day because it's such a nice little area by a bar and a hot tub. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna zip on up to deck 16 here so that you can see what we're gonna have on the rest of Chill Island as we continue moving on up through the upper decks here.
Okay.
All right, so here we go at the forward part of deck 16, and the first thing we come to here is the hot tub and pool for an adults only 18 plus area called Swim and Tonic. They got their own little swim up bar, and this is a very busy adults only area. So the clue is, again, just get here early. It can get a little bit busy out here, so by all means show up as quick as you can and grab yourself one of the nice ledge loungers or one of these padded loungers that are right around the side of this. There are a bunch of these little cabanas that are here off on the side, and those are paid cabanas. They are expensive, but they were typically filled up quite a bit. There's the swim up bar that's on the side there for Swim and Tonic. They have these nice little platform areas that they can go out to for those cabanas. There's a little slide to go back down to 15. There's stairs that'll get you back down to 15 right there. There's a stage where they do play a lot of live music up here throughout the day. This does get to be pretty lively up here. There's even more cabanas off on the side as we run through here. Like I said, there are a lot of lounge chairs. Tons and tons of lounge chairs around here. So now over here is where you're going to get the outdoor ropes course, the little edge course that they have. It's called Crown's Edge. You can come on up through those stairs and kind of take this little course that'll take you out over the edge of the ship while you're kind of suspended from above. And then as we keep kind of moving back here, you're gonna run into their rock climbing wall that they have back here. It's usually pretty busy with a bunch of kids and adults that end up going back there. And then we also have base camp back here, which is a covered eating area. They have like a little place you can go up and go get food up there. It's a limited service, but there is a place where you can kind of hang out covered under here while the kids are playing around up here on deck 16, either with the slides or over on the rock climbing wall or on the sports court that's above you. There's a bar right there if you need that. And then they have their outdoor mini golf course out here as well. I never really did get a chance here to play out on the Lost Dunes course here. It was actually pretty busy most of the time, but it just never worked out where I got a chance to come out and play on it, unfortunately. The other part out here on deck 16 is the sports court. This was a pretty busy place, and technically it's deck 17 as you come on up here, but it's the only way to get to it really is here off deck 16. There's maybe a little back entrance there by those seats back in that area to come in and off deck 17 that way, but this is normally the way that most people would come up to the sports court. They always did basketball and volleyball competitions all throughout the day here, all throughout the cruise. It was always a pretty busy place whenever you'd come out here. There's some of the entrances to get into the slide areas, and then this is the rest of the Lost Dunes course out here. Now, we're gonna take you through the hideaway here. Now, the hideaway is an adults only area here at the back of technically deck 15, I guess, between 15 and 16. Some of it's 15, some of it's 16, like the hot tubs here are technically on 16, and then they have all this stadium lounge chairs that are over here. They run you down, kind of down to deck 15, but this is, again, on a ship that has almost 6,000 passengers on it. This fills up quick. Come out here if you're going to be out here on a sea day and spending some time. Get out here early and get yourself a chair, because otherwise it will be full and you will not get a chair. They have lots of lounge chairs around here. They have padded ones up along the glass railing there for the view. The pool is a negative edge pool that runs off the back here. It's actually a really cool pool, and it is a very busy pool. They do have those lounge beds that are in the pool there. Those, I believe, are at a cost. You don't just get to go up and go grab one of those. Those cost money, unfortunately. So the rest of the stuff back there, though, is yours for the taking if you'd like. All those ledge loungers and extra seating that they do have back in here that are padded. It's a nice little area if you want to hang out on your own. It does get pretty busy with all the kids and stuff going on up above you. You have Lost Dunes, you have deck 16 here above you. You actually have the flow rider. So it's there's a lot of stuff going on around you, but at least this is kind of its nice little quiet area. They have their own bar out here. They have their own towel station out here, so you can grab a bunch of your stuff if you need to. Just out here, you don't really have to leave here too often unless you really want to go get something to eat. But we'll zip on back out of the hideaway here so that we can kind of continue on with the rest of deck 16. The rest of it is going to be a lot of the slides. The flow rider, we're going to take you over there in just a second. And again, if you've made it this far through the video, please don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. These videos, I come out here very early in the morning and come do these so that I can make sure you get a good idea of really what the ship is like. And before you go on the cruise, you should have a pretty good feel of what the ship is going to be like and how you're going to get around and what the different venues are throughout the ship. So, all right, here is Flow Rider. That's their surfing, bodyboarding wave pool that they've set up, and then there's a nice little viewing area up here. They were doing a little bit of late night practice when I was on the cruise, and that'll be in the vacation video. It's kind of a cool look to see what some of the guys that know what they're doing were out there practicing. Now, don't forget about this area that's hiding back here. There's a bunch of extra lounge chairs back over here that are kind of hidden by the Flow Rider. They're hidden by the slides as well, so if your kids are running around here playing on the slides, you can go hide out back there, or you can grab some shade underneath here, underneath all the slides. There's lots of different options on this ship for where you can go and hang out with kids, without kids. Doesn't make a difference. There's a lot of different places to go. So the slides on a lot of these, this is one of the entrances to the slides. That height limit is strictly enforced. If you are a quarter of an inch short, they will not let you on. I can promise you that. They are very strict about it. And those are some stairs that go back down to 15. We're going to skip that because we are going to go up to deck 17, and we're going to do the Cloud 17 area up here. Now, as soon as you come up on this side here of the stairs, you're going to turn around, and that's going to be the smoking area that's out here on deck. So for those of you that smoke, that's one of the areas, and then the casino is one of the areas on deck 4 on the aft section of the casino is another smoking area. Now we're going to run around deck 17 here pretty quick. There is not a lot of shade up here on Cloud 17. There's a lot of lounge chairs, but if you're looking for shade, it's going to be a little more limited up here for the shady spots. There's a little bit over here by the 4th Lyman coconut bar over here. So the area over here will get you a little bit of shade, but it's nice. They have their own nice big negative edge pool that looks off on the side over here. And again, it just kind of keeps on cruising back through the non-shady areas here. So for those of you that are a little shy when it comes to the sun, or don't really want to get all fried, this is not necessarily the spot for you. Now, this is where we're going to kind of come to the end of deck 17. We're going to kind of do a little bit of deck 18. I'm just going to show you one of the suite areas up here on deck 18. It's something that I will never have access to, but it's kind of a good place for us to kind of come to the end of this tour. It's hopefully been helpful or useful for you in some way, and if it has, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.